I'm here with David Feit, a senior analyst at the Hartman Group. And we're talking about a very important issue, an issue that David, you and I have been discussing for a number of years at the Hartman Group, along with a number of our colleagues, and that's the obesity problem in the family. And that encompasses not just weight, but encompasses management of health and wellness for the parents and the family. I know you have an interest in this and you've been working at it. Is this a real problem to America today?
Oh yeah, this is a huge problem. I mean, outside of just the way people feel about their eating, the outcomes that people have at the end of the line are really horrific. I mean, the obesity as an epidemic has been growing like wildfire. It's insidious in its growth. It's preposterously outrageous in its effects. There's 2/3 of Americans now are actually overweight, and that adds up to about 90 million Americans who are obese, not just overweight, obese. So that means, between adults and children, there are a lot of people who have the underlying conditions for poor health later on in life, and this is a number that's grown enormously during the past couple of decades.
And I know we discuss within our organization and our discussion with people as we go into their homes and listen to them, that this problem is more than just the food that they eat or when they eat or the kind of food that they're eating. It really emanates from more of a cultural component. Would you agree with that?
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess the flip side of, you can take just about any food product and say, this is part of a nutritious breakfast, right? The flip side of it is that this can be part of a horrific diet and a part of a horrific week of eating. It's not just about the particular items that people are putting in their mouths or putting in their pantry, putting on the table, but the whole of how people are eating, what they're eating it with, who they're eating, how fast they're eating. And we haven't really even figured out exactly what is responsible for this enormous growth in obesity. We do know now that it's connected to eating, so it's not about some decline in fitness. But the eating is such a complex and culturally embedded social phenomenon that it's hard for people to sort of pinpoint one thing, because it probably is not one thing. I think there's more of a realization that this is an ecological thing. It's about our culture. It's about the messages, the meanings, the rituals that we associate with food.
And I know I'm excited about what you and I have talked about is a project that we're taking on as a company in which we're going to really take an in-depth look out at families and the way they're living culturally and see if we can help families address this problem, because we know it's hard to cope with, but everyone seems to have the same problem. This project that we're doing together, can you share with me a little bit about what we're going to be doing and sharing with the audience of what we're going to be seeing out in these families' homes?
Yeah, I would love to. So PIE, or Hartman PIE, means Practical Inquiry into Eating. And what it means is that it will be people helping each other eat better. So yes, it is something that people need to solve on their own, but they can't do it on their own. If the potential audience for these video shorts that we'll be doing might ask themselves, are you happy with the way you're eating today? Are you really happy with the way you get to eat every day? And I think we have a large degree of evidence and confidence that for the majority of Americans, the answer is no. And then the second question is, well, can you even imagine what it would be like to eat better? Can you even imagine? And a lot of people will have models that they can turn to. They might have a friend or someone they respect who they, either has a different body than they do or posts nicer images of food on their Facebook pages than they do. But then the third question to ask is, well, do I really think that I can get there just doing what I've been doing, jumping back from solution to solution, or do I need help? Or do I need help from other people? Do I need changes in the environment around me? And I think that's the third question is, people need help. They want new ideas. They want new ideas from people like themselves, that are relevant to them, people who are experiencing the same things that they're experiencing and who are trying things, and they want to learn from each other. They want to learn about what's working, what's not working.
And we're going to really create what we believe to be an understanding more culturally of the relevant lifestyle that people are faced with today. And what is that apparatus, that cultural apparatus, those connections, those enablers to help people live a better life, a more healthy life? We're also, as I understand it, going to be reaching out interactively and inviting our audience to participate as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we want this to be a freely accessible resource for people to share ideas with each other about what's working and what's not working. You can get inspiration by looking at the kind of intentional video inquiries that we'll be doing. But you know, we want to hear, have people tried the same thing, have had different outcomes, have people tried something different? We'll be taking ideas that we get and saying, okay, well, let's see if, you know, here's an idea from someone. Is there anyone out there who's doing it? Is there any small business that might even be trying to enable that? And then go out and look and, you know, and do some of the footwork to kind of figure this out and help people figure it out for themselves.
And the enablers could be a retailer, it could be a small business, it could be a health organization, it could be a manufacturer for a different product. I think it's a very exciting thing, because I think what we're trying to do is really get to the core of the issue, the core of the culture in terms of how can we potentially change behavior, or more importantly, how people can own their own life again, in which they can control what they do and how they live. And hopefully that leads to a higher quality life and a happier life.
And by the way, I'll be very interested in what we find out, because I have these challenges too. So I'll be playing the part of the consumer, because I am the consumer looking for solutions, and I'll be looking for solutions myself.
That's terrific. Thanks very much, David.